Hello everyone, this is Ashley from Ashley's Creations, and I'm back with part 3 of my From the Desk of Stationery set. This time we're going to work on finishing the little notepad cover, decorating the pens, and then doing the little box for the post-its. So that front matting piece for my notebook cover is 2 and 3/8 by 7 7/8. All I'm doing right now is wrapping the silk white ribbon that I did earlier on my note cards around. And this time I'm going to look like I'm tying a knot again, I think. So like I said, I like tying bows and stuff. You just have to finagle with them a little bit, which is what I'm doing here. Alright, so it looks like I'm tying a bow. Okay, so now you have to mess with the ends a little bit to make it the way you want. I like small bows. I don't really like those big giant bows people put on their projects a lot. I think they're just much daintier and more elegant when they're smaller. So I just kind of pull that pretty small, cut out the ends. Then we're going to take the adhesive and we're going to go ahead and glue that onto the back of our notepad cover. Now, every time I do my notepads, they're a little tiny bit different because of the way I score them. So you might have to measure the front of your notebook and see what size it is, and then just go down. I don't know if I just put that on the wrong side there. But yeah, go down the 1/4 of an inch. It doesn't look like I leave too much space there, so it might even be like just 1/8 of an inch all the way around. No, it's the 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so I made an extra flower from the My Favorite Thing Scribble Roses flowers. I just put dimensionals on the back of it. I'm gluing it to the bottom there and popping it up. And again, those extra leaves that I said were in the corner up there, they were for the notepad cover. So I'm going to put the one big one and the one little one. Sorry, that's kind of out of camera. I'm in trouble getting the backing off there. So there is the finished notepad cover. Okay, so this is the box to display your post-its. It's 5.5 by 5.5, and then I couldn't read the other one. I think it was probably 5 5/8 by 5 5/8 maybe. Go back and look at the writing. That the smaller one is going to be your bottom, and the bigger one is just a little bit larger, and it's going to be your top here. And you're going to score it. I believe it's at 1 inch all the way around there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snip up to the first score line on both sides. And flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. You could notch out the little corners here if you wanted to. As people do when they're making boxes. I don't think I did in this project, but you could to make it look a little bit more professional. But it's just going on the inside of the stationery set just to hold the post-its up, so I didn't really feel the need to. So what you're going to do is you're going to put adhesive on all 4 of those corners. I'm using score tape just because it's my adhesive of choice. And you're going to go ahead and stick those inside the box, like inside the other panel to make the box. I believe I'm working on the smaller box here. And that one I think is the lid. Again, just putting the score tape. You could use liquid glue. I prefer score tape. I don't like the wet glue. I don't like how it gets all over my fingers. It's all oozy. I've never really been a fan of wet glue, but you could use that as well. I generally try and be pretty precise the first time I put them down, so I don't really care about the wet glue wiggle factor. If I don't get it down, then I carefully peel it up, I guess, is what I do most of the time. I'm just removing all the backings so I can go ahead and fold that box up. Sticking them inside the other panels to create your box. And I'm just doing this one also out of true black cardstock so that it blends into the stationery set holder. It's not really meant for anything, although you could open it and put like paper clips inside it or something, but really I just wanted something so that my post-it notes would be displayed more prominently, because otherwise they would sink to the bottom and you wouldn't be able to tell that they were there. So I just wanted something to help prop them up so you could actually see that there were post-it notes in there. But like I said, you could use it to store something like paper clips or other odds and ends things that you would need for a desk, I guess. So the smaller one just fits nicely inside there. Like I said, I believe it was 5 5/8. The bottom one is 5.5. I think the other one was 5 5/8 all the way around, just so it's a little smidge bigger to fit over the smaller one. So I'm just going to go ahead and shove it down in there. I think my notepad was getting in the way there. So now it's all the way butted up against the side. And you can just go ahead and lay your post-it notes in there so that they're displayed. So like I said, there's really no other reason for that box except for to display your post-it notes. But you could also put something different in there if you wanted to. You don't have to use post-it notes. It's just something that I thought would be a good thing to include in a stationery gift set. But you could put like more cards or another notepad holder or something else in there stationery related. So I'm going to go ahead and use, this is Stampin' Up! The 5/8 inch silk ribbon, satin ribbon, in true black, or I'm sorry, basic black. And I'm just going to go ahead and tie a bow here on the outside. And we're going to go ahead and decorate the rest of the outside here in just a minute. So I'm just finagling with the little bows. Like I said, I like smaller bows, so I'm just kind of pulling it until I get it where I want it to be. I cut the ends off, make it look even. Okay, now I have another one of those scribble roses, so I'm just moving that up so I can put the rose there at the bottom. Again, that's from My Favorite Things. So I use dimensionals to pop that up, and I'm just peeling off the backing of the leaves again. I'm going to stick those in there. So there is the front of the box finished. My score tape got stuck there a little bit. That's okay though. So there's everything in there. Now you need to add your pens and your pencils. So the best kind of pencils for these are the Pentel RSVP pens, because you can take the ends off and you can put matching paper in there. So what I did is I took 2 of them and I took some coordinating cardstock paper, or the designer paper, and I cut it at 7/8 by, I believe it's 3 1/4. I think 3 1/2 is too big, so I think it's 3 1/4. So 7/8 by 3 1/4. Now I had a little bit of trouble with this paper because it didn't fold as well as like the Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper did, because it's a little bit thicker because it's foil paper. So you will see me kind of play around a little bit here, but just kind of try and I'm just trying to work it a little bit, kind of break the fibers a little bit so it bends a little bit easier. And I probably should have done it a little bit more. Because like I said, I had a little bit of trouble here trying to get it to fold around the pen. So all I did was I took the cap off the back, I peeled it off the pen part, and I'm just wrapping the paper around the pen. And you can see here that I'm having some trouble getting it to fold really easily. Like I said, it's a little thicker than like pattern paper from Stampin' Up. And then once you get it folded around, you just kind of push it down in there. I like to use my bone folder or something that I have handy on my desk to try and get it down there. Like you can see, I had trouble getting it to fit down because it wasn't folding well enough around the pen. Eventually I get it, but you're going to see me struggle here for a minute on trying to get this one in. I think I did better on the second strip. But if you do use like designer series paper or thinner pattern paper, it goes in pretty easily. I just like to kind of use my bone folder to kind of smoosh it down in there, or even pull the pen out and kind of use the pen to shove it back down in there. See here, you can see me using a bone folder trying to get it down in there. Having trouble. I had a lot of trouble with this one, but like I said, I don't think I have a lot of trouble with the other paper. So I don't know what I did with this one, but sorry, that's a little off camera there. I'm using whatever I can to get that paper to fit in there. Yeah, so then there I gave up on that one. And then this time I was a little bit smarter. I used my bone folder to kind of break the fibers a little bit more. So that way it would bend a lot easier. And like I said, I think I have a lot more luck with this piece here. It folds a lot better. You don't have to do this step. You could just put some regular pens in there. But I think having the matching designer series paper in the pen just kind of brings the whole set together and makes it a little bit more cohesive. So there, I got that one in a lot better. I'm using my bone folder to just smush it down. Then I switch to the tweezers because you can grip a little bit better with that. And I'm going to put the pen back in there. And then put the cap back on. And there you have your matching pen. So I think it brings it together a lot better. And then I decided to flip the pen over so that you could see the paper a lot better. And here you're going to see me struggle with this one, but I think I actually get it in a lot easier this time somehow. And then the last step I did after that was I just added some pencils. When I had went to the store, they were out of like the regular wood colored pencils, and so I just picked up the black pencils because I wanted sharpened pencils, and that was all they had. But actually the black pencils worked a lot better in this case because the whole thing was black, so they looked a lot better. So then you can see I actually got this one to go in this time. So I'm just putting the pen in, putting the cap back on. Struggling to put the cap back on. You guys can see crafting has its issues too. So then, like I said, yeah, I just pulled out 2 black pencils and I put them in there. So that is my whole From the Desk of Stationery set. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I hope you head over to Paper Tray Ink and buy that template and give it a try. Thanks for watching. Bye!